Hey folks, it's been a long time since we did a Muscle Machines review, so we have number 39 in the revamped line by Maisto. I bought this one off AliExpress, but obviously you can get these at retail or wherever. It is officially licensed here. This must be for like the Chinese market, because all that stuff is Chinese. And there's a date usually down here, whereas say, nope, I don't see it. So maybe they stopped dating these products, which is a real shame because, helps set the value of things, how old it is, in my opinion. This is not 164. Notice the asterisk there. This is in the realm of 64, but I'll show you a 164 model later. So Series 7, we have these other models. I'm not sure what colors they come in, though. Okay. Wasteful packaging, in my opinion. This is totally unnecessary because it doesn't even hold the car. It's just kind of silly. If the car could bolt down to it, I think that would make sense, but it doesn't. It just sits on top, right? It's just a pollution waiting to happen. So this is not the Initial D car, of course. The Initial D has some text on it and stuff like that. The Initial D is a cartoon, if you are unaware. A very popular Japanese cartoon animation, but this is clearly going for that look that's become so timeless. And so starting on this side, we have these Watanabe F8 type wheels, and then we have this well, this is quite interesting, this silver here but not in the back. What's going on with that? Same here. What the please leave a comment if you have this thing. Is it that way? Was this intentional to put paint on the front but not on the back? Or is my model, the guy just slacked off that day? Alright. So the tires are, they have some nice coverage into the sidewall. They don't look like cookie dough. So that's nice. And then there's nice modern treads going on here. Actually more modern than a car from the 80s in my opinion, but whatever. It got a tire upgrade at some point. So we got some silver paint here on the drivetrain and the exhaust, and that exhaust tip does come into an actual recessed area, and it's just silver paint, but it's so deep it looks dark, and that's realistic to a real exhaust. If for some reason you want to modify it, you could. It's screwed together. And then this is a toy. It's a silent roller. Okay. This side, what do we have? So you can see the staggered height of the wheels, and we have these fender flares in the glossy black, and I can feel some sort of like dimples mimicking the body screw recesses there. This side skirt's alright. Not quite enough black on the bottom side, but from most angles, well, alright, that's a little rough looking. You have to take some paint to that, or maybe a Sharpie. The door handle is painted black as well, and then I think there's a finger recess area below it. Very faint, but it's there. There's no interiors of this on these Muscle Machines. It's just a blacked out window. I'm fine with that. And then we have orange and some black for this marker here, but there's no marker in the back, it seems. Interesting. Although actually, no, I think, oh, that's the fuel filler I see in the real car. Never mind. Some orange paint here for these turn signals, I imagine. And then it says Trueno very nicely there. And we have some sort of indication of maybe some vents for this little chin lip. And maybe here is supposed to be some fog lights, but there's no yellow paint, like at least on an Initial D car. Now this I do question. Yeah, this is what I thought. I saw the panel gap in the promotional pics, but I guess that's why. So I'm going to actually leave it with the lights up because that's how I envisioned the car. And frankly, this is just ugly to look at, right? That giant panel gap. It's really atrocious. If you multiply that by like 55 times, I'm assuming this is somewhere around 155 scale. Just in that ballpark. Okay. Anyways, nice grill texture in here. Yeah, the silver paint's nice. Kind of wish they just molded it to be more of like conical with a dot in the middle. But maybe that's, it would probably be hard to get paint on there. So that's maybe why they didn't do it. I can feel these ridges. So this is nice. It feels like, I mean, it looks like carbon fiber because these are three-dimensional ridges. So that's pretty cool. Alright, this side, no major problems. But this side, there's no fuel filler. There should have been a fuel filler molded in there. That's unfortunate. They could have easily done it. It wouldn't have cost any different for the toy, but they chose to skip that. Now this is interesting. I'm noticing this front area and the back are plastic, raw plastic, whereas here it's painted on the die cast. So they're saving some, but you would think they would just make it part of the base, but it's a separate piece from the plastic of the base. Interesting. Just a white area for the license plate, but nothing really there. Nicely painted taillights though, really sharp, crisp printing there. And then, let's see, I think that must say Trueno or something, right? We have Apex Twin Cam 2, I think, or something. I can't read the last two letters. And that is a Trueno as outlines, so that's good. There's a bump here for the lock, and then the wing is painted black pretty nicely. It is part of the casting, I think, this wing. Okay. I would assume this should be a wiper blade, but no indication of that. Little bumps here for the lights for the license plate, so that's pretty good. Alright, not bad, not bad. So that's some black paint I have on these display black markers. Now, I'm pretty sure this paint won't stay on very well because this paint is so smooth. I guess if you sanded the paint, it might stay on, but I'm not going to touch the inside of that fender ever again, so I think it should probably be okay. Yeah, it lays on really nice, these displays. I mean, in general, I'm putting on one coat. I guess going back maybe twice, but right, so that looks definitely less obnoxious than before. I also added a 1/64 scale license plate to the back of this thing, but you can see, how far off the scaling of this is. It's just a big model. It's somewhere in the 150 range, I think, or maybe 160. I'm not going to measure it because the thing is cartooned, so the width would be the best indication. But so here's some 1/64 scale die casts. These are possibly officially licensed. Anyways, by their company calls is Modelers '*S. Alright, so this is the star of the cartoon, and I don't know what that Trueno. I don't really watch the show, so for diecast these are quite fantastic, really. They have a lot of features one would find in, like, say, a resin model. The license plate, for instance, the clear lenses. Well, that's actually common in diecast, but anyways, I like them. Disc brake systems and all that. And now I can really see, right, how big these muscle machine things are. I really wish they were smaller, but it's easier to make things bigger, although it does cost more material and packaging. Even bigger than that is this thing. This is a TTC pullback toy, like a Choro Cube, but just giant size. Maybe in the 130 range or something. But this is not official initial D either. There's no text there, but the does printing there. So now I can see, obviously, Muscle Machines is kind of small, right? Let's get these out of here. So we'll just show off two Muscle Machines here. It's some imports. I really like this 240Z, or is it 260Z? This purple one. It's a 240, I guess. Really weird treads, though. I don't know. I don't envision treads like that on a 240Z, even as a resto mod. But look at the tire printing, is really cool. The two color wheels are nicely done. I mean, there's just so much printed detail. The mirrors here are nice. I mean, why doesn't this have side mirrors when this one does? So this is a great one. And for some reason, the license plate on this one fits a lot better. And then I think possibly the best import car or Japanese car that the brand has done is this Liberty Walk silhouette thing of the ER34 Skyline. And look at the license plate printing, front and back printing license on the license plate. All this sponsorship in this nice metallic paint, and then we have graphic headlights printed on. You know, instead of these lame kind of silver things, they could have printed some graphics, I think, for the headlights if they're not going to mold it, right? And again, a lot of printing here on the tires. There's just a lot more effort going on in both of these other Japanese cars than this Trueno. They're not to scale, of course. They're just in general around the same length, it seems, and they're around the same wheelbase. But in reality, this would be a much bigger car than that thing. So it would be nice if they're in scale. Like, in fact, these two look like they could live in the same cartoon universe, but this one, no, not at all. This doesn't have mirrors either, though, but look at all the printing on it, so they had to spread their money around somewhere. Okay, well, let's see this way down my little solar coaster, but so if you like an Initial D and you like cartoonish things, this is a must-have, I would say. But if you're trying to stick to 1/64 true scale, this is not for you. If you are a stickler of all details, this is not really an Initial D car either. And it doesn't even really fit in well with those other two muscle machines that I showed you, but they're not expensive toys, so that's why I'm okay with it. So I guess we'll see in the next muscle machines. I know there's a Supra, but I'm waiting for them to come out with that thing in orange, because if they do, maybe I'll try to find some decals to make it like a Fast and Furious car. And then there are some other castings that they make that I'm just not interested in, so this is it for now, but sooner or later we'll talk muscle machines again. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you then.